Thank you, Madam Speaker, and I thank the Honourable Member for asking this question. Madam Speaker, the Cabinet in February 2014 endorsed the Fiji National Gender Policy, and this policy mandates all government agencies to evaluate policies and processes through gender lenses. And of course, this policy heavily addresses the issue of violence against women and children. Madam Speaker, there are 160 activities articulated in this policy, from which we have more than 20 indicators. And if I was to go through all the indicators, it would take a lot of time. So I'd like to draw the attention of the Honourable Member to the National Gender Implementation Work Plan. And should this question come as a written question, I will be able to provide the detailed information. Thank you.
Thank you. Supplementary question.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I find that response very inadequate because the kind of indicators that I was looking for is like, what kind of outcome indicators does the ministry have? What kind of process indicators? And what kind of impact indicators? And when we talk about indicators, you're actually looking for statistical database. And because before we can really look at any policy change, or any policy initiatives, it is important that we have statistical data. So where can the ministry, or what is the ministry doing in terms of data collection? Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. If I can draw the attention of the House to a point of order raised yesterday, oral questions to be short and simple. I was just going by that. Anyways, in order to answer the question about the supplementary question, I will provide a few indicators, but eventually, like I said, all the indicators can be extracted from the National Gender Policy Implementation Work Plan. One such indicator, Madam Speaker, is the Gender-Based Violence Service Protocol, and we are looking at the need to cooperate with the Fiji Police Force, the Ministry of Health, the Judicial Department, and other services to victims or survivors of gender-based violence to ensure that we are able to collate data. And of course, indicator 2 also looks at number of monitoring reports from gender focal points and improved implementation within the implementing agencies. Madam Speaker, if I may also say that the National Gender Policy mandates all government agencies and ministries to, as I said, look through these issues with gender lenses, and we started off with the policy dialogue for the MPs. And then we started with the induction for the permanent secretaries. Just yesterday, we commenced a workshop for gender focal point officers within all ministries. And of course, we are also looking at collating data with the Fiji Police Force. That's where the evaluation of the EVO task force comes in. So yes, getting data is of great urgency for us, and we are working towards to see that we develop a system where data related to violence issues and the way it's been addressed, the number of cases being reported, the number of DVROs that have been issued, and that is collated. At the moment, there is a lack of data, and we have to agree to that. On that point, when we talk about data, Madam Speaker, we also look at the fact that increase in reporting is something that we are looking at. When there is increased reporting, that doesn't mean that there has been increase in activities being taken. So all that is here, and like I said, this could be provided to the Honourable Member for her perusal. Thank you.
Thank you. I give the floor to the Honourable Mohammadin.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and thank you, Honourable Minister, for your response. I just have one supplementary question in terms of monitoring the progress in combating violence against children. Is your ministry working in collaboration with the Ministry of Education? And if it is, if you can just specify what are the measures taken to work together with the Ministry of Education? Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Yes, thank you, Madam Speaker, and I thank the Honourable MP for the question. Yes, we are working with the Ministry of Labour, Ministry of Education, because we are part of the NCCC, the National Coordinating Committee on Children, where these issues are raised with the committee, and we are collating data as to how many children go through this, especially in terms of child labour and child abuse issues.
Thank you. I give the floor to the Honourable Nowaikula.
wants to know, results and outcomes. We have more than 20 indicators. What is the story so far? What is it telling about the extent of the problem and the distribution, etc., etc.?
Thank you. Honorable Minister.
Yeah, thank you, Madam Speaker, and I thank the Honourable Member for the question. Indeed, a very important question. I'm sure the public space has been flooded with the issues of this gender violence issues against women, children and girls. And the statistics prove to us that we have a grave problem in Fiji. It's a very serious problem. The latest statistics reveals that 64% of women have been subjected to partner violence or within their homes. And of course, the impact of this is also felt on the children. And this issue, Madam Speaker, will be also addressed in the ministerial statement that I will be making later in the day. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Rocky Leraki.
Yes, thank you, Madam Speaker. The question focuses on the women and children. Is there any database for the violence against men? Thank you.
Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Thank you, Honourable Member. I know, unfortunately, I do not have any data on violence against men. That could be extracted from the police, and we may assist you in getting that data. So we are not saying that men are not subjected to violence. If there is, then the police might have records of that. Thank you.
Thank you. And now, Honorable Bultago.
Thank you, Madam. The Honourable Minister, the Honourable Minister, that there is lack of data. The Honourable Minister has confirmed that to the House. And in order to set a target for the Ministry to achieve in reducing DVRO and all those cases, and even other indicators like police statements that come into court is still in Hindi language or in Toki language, very difficult for the judge to interpret, and even court cases to prosecute the accused people to help the victims. What will the ministry do in order to achieve those targets in the collection of that? Will the ministry set up a unit to collect all the data, or the minister will still rely in trying to get data from police, from the Human Crisis Center and all that? What will the ministry do?
Thank you, Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Thank you, Honourable Member, for the question. Of course, if I may make note in this House, our ministry is an empowerment agency. We are not the implementation agency for the laws that exist in the country. Of course, we have a EVO task force that is made up of all the stakeholders, that includes our women's support organization, Ministry of Health, the police force, and of course my ministry. And we revived it later last year after a lapse of some months. And this is the agency that is going to look at collating that much needed data on this issue. Thank you.
Thank you.